return.
So this is a route I used to walk every day when I used to go to school, Hague Street School. Just walking up Church Lane. Moston Brook used to be there. Well, I said Moston Brook used to be there. The brook's still there, it's culverted. So it's under all that, the grass and everything. Still flows. Well, rivers do, don't they? Coming up to what used to be Northampton Road. I think prior to that it was called North Road. Yeah, this is where, when we were kids, we used to cross the road. There used to be a wall, went all the way down. It was a very straight road. And it was called Northampton Road. There used to be a big Victorian villa right there. And it's also where Moston Brook School used to be. And Manchester United's football ground, when they started off as Newton Heath with the green and yellow kits. That was down here. On Thorpe Road now, this goes over the railway. And there used to be a lot of railway workings just here. I remember going to school and there was all these old Victorian buildings, where now you can see this grassy bank. And behind it there were like sheds and sidings. I think it's where they actually used to make the trains or the coaches. This is the railway bridge. There used to be a big old Victorian building here as well. Don't know what that was used for. Across the way there you can see MPS, bathroom showroom. That used to be a cinema. I'll see if I can find out the name of it, I'll put it in. Yeah, so round about this area on the corner there used to be some old Edwardian shops. One of them was called Walter's Window. And he used to put messages up there that were quite funny. There you go, that's the cinema there. Or it used to be. Searchlight lighting showroom and factory. I wonder if you can get down this way. This used to be a route that you could get to Bower Street and the old signing on place. Might not be able to get through there now. Don't think you can. Okay, I'm going to walk around the back. All this area here used to be shops and housing, all very Victorian, Edwardian, I guess. So Fletcher Street, there you go. Used to go into this sweet shop and the old woman had really baggy eyes. She was quite old, and get usually ice creams, ice lollies, but they had all those big jars with all the different sweets in. Right, so this is where Hague Street used to be, and there was another school on the other side. I think it was called 10 Acre Lane, and it was a special needs school, so people used to call us Hague Street Specials, because we went to Hague Street, which was a normal school, and then you had the special school here, on this side. Wow, this is bringing back memories. All this bit at the back where the loading bays were, was where the school used to be. And here you've got the old curbstones. That, I believe, was Pilling Street. Here. Long since gone. Pulled down in the early 70s. Now, I could be wrong. I think Fletcher Street, I don't seem to remember that. But it could be where that school was. Obviously there was something here. But yeah, this is where Hague Street County Primary School used to be. This would have been the back end of the school. Well, the school was set further back actually from this road. Where that was the playground. All gone. Yep, so that's where the old school used to end. There used to be a wall. Pretty much where that fence is, I guess. These are quite new houses. You can see they're different from the other ones. That's where the DSS... Oh, you can go through there. Just noticed there is a walkway still through. So yeah, that's where it used to be. You can still see some of the cobbles. There used to be a 1930s building, the Employment Exchange, back in the day, where you go and sign on. So this is the way we used to go on from school sometimes, when we lived in Newton Heath. Because we used to live up here and off to the left somewhere, but I've not been able to fully work out where it was. We used to live on Bergaman Street. Tootle's Mill, or it used to be. You've got to imagine where all these terraced houses, well, not terraced houses, all these houses are now. This is all streets that were all terraced. I remember them pulling them all down and building these. Look how old this is. Look at that pipe. An old pub there. I think that was oh no, I was going to say I think it was an original one, but the brickwork looks a bit modern, doesn't it? The Grosvenor, did it say? So you can see where the road now ends. That used to go on, and all the way across here there used to be streets going off, all terraced houses. And as I say, Bower Street used to be, well, we're on Bower Street, Bergaman Street used to be one of those streets. And this is the Rochdale Canal, Lock 71 in Newton Heath. Looks like they're doing something with the locks down that end, doesn't it? Here's the overflow. So yeah, this is basically where all those modern houses are. That's basically where we used to live. There's the Etihad Stadium, you can just about see it in the background. And all this area here in front of me used to be the clay pits, where they used to take clay and make bricks with them. There's a brickworks which we'll go past shortly. I'll show you where that used to be. just wasteland now, not being used for anything. You can see some of the original canal brickwork there. So yeah, in the 70s, the Rochdale Canal went into disuse, and they drained the locks and they filled it in. It was only about a foot deep, so it was not navigable anymore. There's an old post there. And then in recent times, I don't know when, we'll see if I can find out, they dug it all out again, and now you can actually use the full length of the canal. Approaching lock 70. Again, you can see where the original brickwork is, and there where they've reconstructed it. A couple of mallards. The hell's that? A plastic ball with something inside. Teddy bear. Water levels are low, aren't they? I don't even think if you did come down here in a boat you'd be able to get through. I think that's some of the original concrete down there from when it was filled in. Lots of goose poop everywhere. Trying not to stand in it. I seem to recall that was just a very simple concrete bridge back in the day. Now it's designed for disabled people and cyclists. Right, we're going to turn right here and start heading towards somewhere very interesting. Yeah, it was a swing bridge, wasn't it? That's what that is. Yeah, this is where the brickworks used to be. All Saints Church at the top there. This is a Roman road. Let's have a look the other way. Can't really see anything. Straight as a die. Orford Street. So back in the day, all this used to be very rural. So we're looking for Scutch Buttock, Newton Heath, and this is where it used to be. So there's a path coming up, and that path was Taylor's Lane, and these houses in front of us, their garden is where Scutch Buttock used to be. It'd be pretty much where the garden is, and that house there. Scutch Buttock. That path used to be Taylor's Lane. Let's go through here. Right, we used to cut through there. It's locked. Scutch Buttock. That used to be a pub, clearly. I think it was the Cultures, that. just been to see me nana, my granddad and my uncle Jimmy in All Saints Churchyard, and just thinking about their part in the Second World War. Well, my granddad and me nana. Street, Newton Heath. How things have changed. Back on the Rochdale Canal. I think I'll walk up to Failsworth. Goose City. I remember John Sunter saying when they opened up the canal, when people go through on their boats, these middle class rich people, they'll have pirates getting on there from Newton Heath. Modern day piracy on the Rochdale Canal. I think the Manc.
Manc, yeah, good thing.
You don't
Pose it, pose pictures, isn't it?
Yeah. I think they're having a fight in there.
Someone's definitely been bringing back stuff we're not meant to have. Just posing like, yo, mate. There's a little family.
Benjamin Briley. True worth never fails. 1825 to 1896. Failsworth Pole. Union flag there. And this has got quite a history. You've got a lot of Ben Briley, oh there's a spider, Ben Briley poems in the paving stones, which is pretty cool. So this is a famous place to go drinking. You've got the Crown and Cushion there. There's a pub over there, I think, or there used to be. You've got the church in across the road and the Royal Oak.
I know like I've been in the car, what, like the mall, wasn't it? I mean, on the mall, like,
Street's pretty cool. You've got a curry house there, Curry Express. There's a bar and lounge here. And we're coming up to Ben Briley's birthplace. So he's born in this house where Prima Pizza is at the moment. This is called Walmsley Bridge, and the canal, Rochdale Canal, goes right underneath it. Don't know whether there's any plaques on it saying it's Walmsley Bridge, but it is. And that used to be the town hall, Failsworth Town Hall. Oh look. And there's the bridge from the other direction, looking towards Failsworth Pole. Broadway goes off this and goes up to Moston, New Moston I guess. Coming up to that now at this junction. My mum's got one of these at the top of her drive. Something to do with electricity and power. So check out this old road sign. How cool's that? There's another old boozer that's gone, the Weaver's Arms. That's pretty much where the junction would have been, where they would have had the toll here. That's the Lamb Inn, Boddington's pub, that's closed down. I used to go in there with John Sunter. I mentioned him earlier, he used to live in this area. And I've known him since I was in nursery school. Still in touch with him, still friends. So coming up to the junction here, you can see all that scaffolding. That used to be like an Edwardian, possibly Victorian, I don't know. I think it was a department store or something like that. And it fell into disrepair and disuse. Used to have a adult sex shop down there, but there was a really cool record shop, as I recall. The guy would take your records off, your old records. He had a massive record collection. All gone. One of the first supermarkets I went to was over there where that little is, and it used to be a Tesco back in the 1970s, talking about 1971, 72. Yeah, that's the junction there. So down to the left there, that's Newton Heath, Church Street. This is Oldham Road, and this is Dean Lane, I believe. If we was doing this with the Nasta, she'd be going, oh, Jeb car. Doesn't like walking. Looks like it's still open, this one. So along here is where my mum's school was. It was Saint something. I think it was Saint Winifred's. Or was it Saint Wilfrid's or something like that? We'll find out. And I'll put it in the video. Still got the trains there. So this is quite iconic, this railway bridge. I always remember this as a kid. Remember the arches up there. Northwest Stage School. So as I say, I'm just walking up now through this cemetery. I think you can come out basically on Moston Lane there. Quick jump over the road and I can go and have a swift pint. It is past 12 o'clock in the afternoon after all.
Adios amigos, and catch you in the next one. Bye.
I'm in Bangkok, travel, food and lifestyle. He's the one to go to anything silent based. Loud Hawaiian shirts and shades, sandals and shorts, that's it.